Nothing is worse than following every step of a recipe just for everything to go wrong at the last moment and end up with this. Here are all my best tips to make sure your baked goods come out of the oven perfectly. For chocolate cake, use a toothpick inserted right in the center. If the toothpick is completely wet, the cake is still raw inside and will collapse once it cools. If the toothpick just has some wet crumbs sticking to it, the cake will finish baking outside the oven and be perfectly moist. And if the toothpick comes out completely clean, the cake is overbaked and will be dry inside. You can still save the overbaked cake though by slicing the top off, making a simple syrup with equal parts water and sugar, adding vanilla and espresso, and soaking the cake. And you can reuse that underbaked cake by crumbling it up, letting it dry out, and then grinding it up. Add a little melted butter and use as the crust for a cheesecake. To tell when the cheesecake is baked, gently shake the tin. If it creates ripples in the cheesecake, it is still raw inside and won't completely set. A slight wobble right at the center of the cheesecake is perfect, and once the cheesecake is completely set, the filling is curdled. For cookies, get the result you're looking for by checking the edge while it bakes. If the edge offers no resistance, the cookies will be perfectly gooey inside. If the edge springs back slightly, the cookies will be soft, and if the edge offers no resistance, the cookies will be crispy all the way through. For brownies and most other chocolate desserts, follow the same rules as the cake. A toothpick that comes out completely wet means that the brownies are still raw and gooey inside. If the toothpick has wet crumbs, the brownies will be perfect, and once the toothpick comes out completely dry, so are the brownies. For creme brulee, follow a similar rule to the cheesecake. Too much wobble in the center means the custard is not set. A slight wobble in the middle gives a perfect creamy texture, and once the filling is completely set, the custard is overbaked and the filling curdles. For fruit pies, pay attention to the filling inside. If there are fast, thin bubbles, the filling hasn't completely cooked. Slow, thick bubbles means that the starch is thickened the right amount and the pie will hold together. And if you bake any longer than that, the filling will turn to mush. For custard pies like key lime, pecan, pumpkin, and others, slightly jiggle the tray. If it flows like water, the filling is underbaked and runny. If only the center moves slightly, the filling is creamy and perfect. And if it doesn't move at all, the pie is overbaked and the filling curdled.